All right, good evening, good afternoon, good morning. No matter where you are in the world, we want to welcome you to the E-Estate presentation. Guys, I'm absolutely excited about being your host today. I think it's a privilege and an honor to be able to present this information to people because it's definitely changing lives all over the world. Today, we're going to be talking about how you can establish some income producing world of real estate. Now, most of you guys understand that real estate is one of the main primary assets that people use to create and build wealth on another level. Some people use it to create wealth, some people use it to maintain wealth, and some people use it to maximize their wealth. So, no matter what area you find yourself in, no matter which situation you find yourself in, there is a solution for you today to add more wealth to your portfolio. So I hope you guys are excited about this. I have to let you guys know up front that I am not a financial advisor. I don't give financial advice, and nothing in this presentation should be considered as any type of financial advice. But what I am going to do is to share a project and a concept with you guys that is absolutely sweeping the world. What we're talking about today is a $16 trillion market shift that is upon us right now. It's not something that's happening in the future. It's something that's happening right now, and most of the world is not even aware of it. So you're going to be one of the people who are privileged to know this information. So you should count it an actual joy that somebody actually presented this to you and invited you to this private presentation today, oh guys. So I want to let you know that I know it sounds cliche, but you are in the right place at the right time. So I want to, without further ado, introduce to some and present to others e-estate. This is the new era of digital real estate solutions. Now, during this presentation, I'm going to cover an overview of e-estate. I'm going to let you know exactly what this company is all about. I'm going to let you know exactly the solution that it provides for those of you all who are investors or want to become investors or buyers. And I'm also going to let you know what the solution is for those of you all who want to participate in a deeper way and actually become a digital real estate agent. I'll explain what that is, what it's all about, and how you can benefit from that as well. So hopefully you guys are as excited and pumped as I am because we have something phenomenal on our hands right now. Now, I like to tell you guys a little bit about myself because I believe that anytime someone is presenting information to you, you should know why that person is qualified to do so. Well, first and foremost, I want to let you guys know I am an average everyday guy. I live right here in Raleigh, North Carolina. I've lived in North Carolina all my life. I'm a father and a husband, and I'm a proud father and husband to seven. I'm a father of seven children, guys. So I want to tell you guys that I have some motivation unlike no other. But I also want to tell you guys that I've been involved in this space of passive income for the last 20 years, right? And I've experienced a lot of things. I've actually learned a lot of things through those years of experience. Now, I got my start actually in the financial world, in the banking industry. I thought that was going to be the way that I was going to help people achieve more financial freedom. I thought that was going to be the way that I was going to serve and actually get people to the level where they are having more freedom and more passive income in their life and living the life that they deserve. But guys, once I started to climb that corporate ladder in the banking world, I realized that my ladder was against the wrong wall. And the reason why I realized that is because all the people that I looked at around me, they weren't living the life that I desired. They didn't have the time freedom that I desired. They didn't even have the income that I desired. So I knew that there had to be something better or something different out there. And it wasn't until 2017 where I was introduced to this crazy thing called cryptocurrency that I started to get a light, and I saw the light at the end of the road. I saw where the things could really shift for a lot of people. And I knew that cryptocurrency was the new way of doing money, right? I knew it was the new wave of success that will be created through our financial space. And I started to dive deep into cryptocurrency. And it was once I saw that cryptocurrency could be combined with this incredible thing called passive income that I started to see some shifts in my life. And let me tell you guys, those shifts were absolutely phenomenal, guys. I was able to retire my six-figure job as an executive at the bank and go full time to creating my own lifestyle through passive income with cryptocurrency, guys. And one of the things that I got excited about is sharing the same opportunity with other people. So I jumped on YouTube and I started to create content for other people to help people navigate this space called cryptocurrency. Because you guys know, anytime that you have a new trend that's happening, it's the wild, wild west up front at first. universe, right? And you go through a lot of ups and you go through a lot of downs. And I like to help people navigate that space and share my journey. But what I want to tell you guys is that all the stuff that I've experienced has actually brought me to this point right now where cryptocurrency meets something like real estate. It was only inevitable because real estate was a way to actually create wealth. And real estate was one of the main financial vehicles that people were using. And so crypto had to meet it at a point. And the reason why we're here talking about this today is because there's a phenomenal shift that's happening in real estate. And that shift is called tokenization. Now, it's not only happening in real estate, it's actually happening across several different real world assets that we have right now. But we have a unique opportunity to take real estate to the next level and be a part of the first wave of people who actually see this transition for what it is, to see this market shift for what it is. Now, eState is the company that's putting us in position to be able to do this. And I want to play a quick 1 minute, 30-second clip of this video that's going to give you a good idea of how eState is becoming the new standard of doing real estate. So listen really close while you actually pay attention to this video.
The future of real estate investment starts here. The real estate market is long overdue for change. High entry costs, low liquidity, bureaucracy, and hidden fees have made traditional property investment complex and inaccessible. eState is redefining the industry. Through EST, Estate Token, we enable seamless property ownership, investment, and income generation. Real assets are tokenized on the Binance Smart Chain, ensuring full transparency, security, and a stable source of income. Every asset undergoes AI-driven analysis, legal verification, and expert evaluation, guaranteeing capital protection. eState is not just a platform, it's the new standard in real estate investment.
So you heard what that said. eState is the new standard of real estate investment. And if you guys haven't realized that yet, I want to tell you guys that this is a actual market that needs to be transitioned, right? It's time for the average everyday person to be able to participate in real estate. See, before, top tier real estate deals were only accessible to the people who were at the higher ranks, people who were accredited investors, people who had their secret contacts and connections, right? And I have this thing that I say all the time, that I say money talks, but wealth whispers. And I don't know about you, I've made a lot of money, but it's time for me to really start building wealth. And since wealth is whispered, I want you guys to understand that it's normally whispered in the country clubs. It's normally whispered on those golf courses, in those executive offices, and in all those secret societies and things like that. But I want to tell you guys, it's now breaking out of the mold, and wealth is being whispered on Zooms like this consistently throughout the world right now. And there's so many people that are actually sharing this information and making people aware of this new wave that's happening right now. Now, I believe eState is the primary company that's actually going to bring this to fruition to our market. As a matter of fact, I believe eState is leaps and bounds beyond most other companies that are out there that are trying to do what eState is doing. They have the game on lock, in other words, guys. I want you to see how you can participate. Now, one of the things they did was they lowered the barrier of entry for you to actually get involved in the real estate space. And now it's at a game-changing $10 for you to get involved with a top tier real estate property, right? And right now we have a property that's listed in Miami. That's one of our newest properties that has actually been added to our portfolio. And I want you guys to look at this. Our co-founder, Mike Hamilton, is actually going to do a walkthrough of this property in Miami and show you what type of property that you're actually going to be able to get involved with for just as little as $10. So I want you guys to pay very close attention to this video, which is only 1 minute and 30 seconds as well. So watch as we play this video.
All right, step inside. I'm about to show you one of the most impressive units in all of Miami. This is the 39th floor of Icon Brickell, the residential side of the W Hotel. And yes, it's as luxurious as it looks. 2 bedrooms, 2 full bathrooms, high ceilings, open layout, floor-to-ceiling windows with jaw-dropping views of both the bay and the skyline. Most people pay millions for this kind of lifestyle, but with eState, you don't need millions. You can invest any amount that fits your budget. Want to buy the entire unit? Go ahead. Prefer to own a small share? That works too. Either way, you'll earn just like everyone else based on your share, same system, same income model, total flexibility. This apartment is fully furnished, newly renovated, and ready for business. It's designed exclusively for short-term rental, like Airbnb or Booking. That means daily income, starting from day one. King-size beds, room for 4, and this is what you wake up to every morning. It's not just real estate, it's a lifestyle asset that pays you back. Everything here is optimized for comfort and cash flow. And the best part? You don't manage anything, we do it all for you. You just buy EST tokens and you start earning legally, transparently, worldwide. This is not a concept, it's happening right now. This is eEstate, the new way to own real estate.
Wow, this is eEstate, the new way to own real estate. And there's a couple of things that stood out in that video. One of the things is that he said that this is a lifestyle asset that pays you back. And I want to tell you guys, I have something that I got from one of my virtual mentors that actually told me this, right? He said that income follows assets. I want you guys to write that down, right? Income follows assets. So here's one of the truths that you can know from that statement. Here, I want you guys to get this, that most people don't have enough income in their life because they don't have enough assets. For most people, the only asset that produces income for them is the one that they're sitting on. And what I want to tell you guys is that somebody's going to get that later on, by the way. But one of you guys, here's what I want to tell you guys. If that's the only asset that you have, guess what, guys? That means you're in a bad position. Right? Because of the fact that if something happens to you, that means that your income stops flowing. Right. And I want to tell you that we can't control what happens to us in life. Right. But we can control how we prepare for what is happening to us in our life. Right. And so what I want to tell you guys is that we can prepare by stacking different assets that will continue to pay us regardless if we're able to do work or show up or not. Right. And that's one of the things that we really need in our life. And I want to tell you that the more income producing assets that you have, the better. One of the things I tell people all the time, I said one stream of income is too close to none. Right. And I want you guys to get that. Maybe you need to write that down as well. One stream of income is too close to none. And I believe it's a great idea for you to have multiple streams of income that are paying you consistently. All right. Now, I'm going to show you how tokenization can make this work through this platform called eEstate. Now, the first thing I want you guys to know is that Boston Consulting Group has said that real estate tokenization is projected to become a $16 trillion market by 2030. So I want you guys to understand that we're in 2025 now. You already know that, right? This year is flying by. I can't believe we're already almost halfway through September. It feels like the year just started. But what I want you guys to understand is that we're rapidly advancing towards 2030. Right? This means that right now that there's some incredible things happening and we're in the midst of an incredible market shifts. Now, let me tell you what happens when markets shift like this. There's people who become millionaires and billionaires, right? We're talking about $1 trillion market shift, 16 as a matter of fact. This is going to create so many millionaires and billionaires. And I want to ask you, do you want to be amongst those ranks, or do you want this to be another opportunity that you missed out on? Now, one of my mentors told me a long time ago that poverty, right, or being poor, P-O-O-R, means passing over opportunities repeatedly. Right. And I want to tell you, I never want you to be poor. I don't want you to continue to pass over opportunities repeatedly. I want you to be able to take advantage of the opportunities and stop being spectators and start becoming participators in the new wave of wealth. Now, let me explain tokenization for you, because it's a very simple thing, but people try to make it complex because you know what, the masses here, the elite people don't want the masses to know about this. They want you to know about this after it becomes a thing. So let me tell you what tokenization is. Tokenization is simply the process of turning a real world asset like real estate into digital tokens on the blockchain, which means that each token represents a fraction of ownership in an asset. So instead of you needing thousands of dollars to purchase an entire property, you can invest in smaller amounts but still earn a share of the profits. It's like owning a piece of a building, but everything is done digital, secure, and easy to manage. See, that's an incredible thing right there, right? Because fractional ownership of real estate is a thing, but never before has it been as liquid and as digital and secure as it is now. And I love the way that it's set up through the blockchain technology that we have right now. Now, here's another quote from one of the greatest financial influencers if you will, if you want to call that, or financial minds in our space, who is Larry Fink. Now, whether you like him or his company or not, I think it's very important that you look at what they're doing in the financial space. And this is something that he said back in 2022. He said, "We believe the tokenization of real world assets will revolutionize the financial system." And guys, if you're paying attention right now, you will see that he's already put himself, his companies, and his constituents in position to capitalize on this incredible market shift that's happening through tokenization. He has literal companies that are focused on tokenization. So here's what I want to tell you guys. Look, if the elite of the world, if the greatest financial minds of the world are adopting the tokenization of real world assets, why aren't you? Why aren't you putting yourself in position to capitalize on this new wave of wealth that's being created? Now, the next thing that I want to talk about is the company that is actually making this happen. And this company is eEstate. And eEstate is a next generation platform that's designed to make real estate investments accessible, transparent, and secure for individuals worldwide. Now, the first thing that they do is they lower the barrier of entry for you to get involved in the real estate space. Now, how do they lower the barrier of entry? Because they decrease the amount that you actually need to get involved in a top tier real estate property. So on our platform, the smallest amount that you can get started with is $10. Yeah, I'm talking about the same price that you would spend on a good combo meal from your favorite fast food restaurant. This is something that's powerful, that you now can be a fractional ownership of real estate through tokenization with something like this, right? Now, not only can you get involved in residential properties, but they also have commercial and development properties available on the platform as well. So this allows you to diversify your portfolio. So instead of you having all of your funds tied up into one asset, you can literally have multiple income producing assets through real estate that are paying you passive income on a daily basis. Now, here's the next thing I like is the blockchain powered transactions, which I was just talking about. I always told people that the blockchain was different because it was totally secure, totally anonymous, but also totally revolutionary at the same time, right? Now, what I like about this is that it's transparent, that we can go into the blockchain and see how things are moving, right? But eEstate uses blockchain technology to streamline the processes that they have. So through their technology that they're using, you can actually go ahead and get purchase tokens that represent your fraction of ownership in a property, and it can be done seamlessly. You get your tokens on the blockchain within minutes, right? And you also get a contract between you and the company within minutes of you actually going ahead and purchasing that. That's powerful right there. So it streamlines the process. I don't have to wait for all the legalities and red tape to become a fractional ownership partner in a property, right? So this is so powerful here that we're actually doing this. Now, the other thing is with their payments. What about payments that are being executed on the blockchain? Instead of worrying about if Joe Blow, who you don't know, is going to send you your dough. So I want to tell you guys that this creates a trustless environment where I don't have to trust, because things are happening seamlessly through smart contracts and things and this is the way the blockchain is programmed, right? Now, here's the next thing, global reach. So now I don't only have to participate in properties that are in my backyard. I can actually access properties from around the globe. This is an amazing thing. We got properties in Dubai, properties in Bali. We have properties all over the United States, different things, right? Now, I want to tell you guys that this is great because now I can actually invest in international properties without me having to leave my home. As a matter of fact, I could do it from this simple thing called a smartphone that I have in my hands. So I want to tell you guys that's absolutely amazing as well. Now, I know a lot of you all probably saying, I've never had any experience in the real estate space. Anthony, I'm not a real estate investor. I'm not a real estate agent. I don't know real estate. But here's the great thing. You get to leverage the expertise of other people. So we have actual real estate people who have experience of over 50 years in the real estate space to be able to go out and find the top tier properties and bring them to this platform. So no, you're not going to come to eEstate and find hundreds of different properties on the platform. Why? Because they don't want just a lot of properties. They want the best properties, the most profitable properties on the platform, because that's how we earn consistent passive income. Now, you're going to be able to get real-time analytics and expert insights about those properties so you can make more educated decisions for yourself. See, they break it down and make it very simple, and they remove all the complexities that usually come along with real estate. So let's go a little bit further right now. I'm gonna skip over this because that basically says the same thing as what I just talked about. But I want to compare e-estate to a lot of other fractional ownership platforms out there. I'm not just including tokenization platforms, but this is fractional ownership platforms in general. And here I want to point out with the other fractional ownership platforms like Arrived Homes. Here's the first one we'll talk about here. Arrived Homes has reported that they're doing anywhere from 4 to 5% annually. As a matter of fact, in 2024, they reported 4.81% annually. Now, I'm not knocking that if that's what people want to participate in. It definitely allows your money to work harder for you than it would in the bank, right? Because I think when you put your money in the bank, you're basically burying your money, right? Because it's not going to produce anything. Your money is dead when it's in the bank. It's not even able to hedge or fight inflation off, right? Your money is losing value every day that you just let it sit in the bank, right? Now, there's another platform called Ground Floor. They do a little bit better. 10% annually is what they're targeting through short-term loans, right? And I want to tell you, Ground Floor is not a bad one. 10% annually is pretty good. Even if you look at the average return for the stock market over the last decade, it's about 10% is what you can expect, right? Now, getting 10% on your money is what most wealthy people would love. If you say, if I get 10% or more, I'm doing pretty good. But is that the best, right? We're talking about fractional ownership. Now, there's another real estate investment trust that's through a platform called Roots. Now, they do a little bit better, and they're targeting anywhere from 12 to 15% annually. Now, this is what they reported in 2024 was 12.4% that they actually got returns for the people who participate, which that's really nice as well, right? 12.4, now we're really getting somewhere. We're over the 10% mark. But if you're like me, I'm like, I want to participate with the best, right? If I want to find out what's actually available out there for us, and let me show you how e-estate is blowing most of these other platforms out of the water. Here's one. E-estate is producing anywhere from 6 to 20% per month, and sometimes even more for the first 18 months. So let me tell you why e-estate is different. While a lot of these platforms, they pay you out quarterly, right? First off, and then they're going to pay you out on that quarterly basis and you get that type of thing. And they have this nominal performance annually. But I want to tell you now that e-estate breaks the mold because they're paying out profits daily, Monday through Friday, for the first 18 months that you're actually involved in that property. That's the first phase. They have a two-phase income model. The first phase is the active phase. Remember this, Monday through Friday for the first 18 months is how you will be paid. And yes, you can go in and withdraw your profits Monday through Friday. This is incredible, right? Now, after the first phase, that first 18 months, you enter what we call the second phase, which is the passive phase, where now you earn 10% you earn 10% annually after during the second phase. Let me explain that. During the second phase for the lifetime of the property. Guys, 10% annually for the lifetime of the property. That is incredible what we have here, guys. So either way you cut it, slice it, or bring it out, I want to tell you that e-estate is beating all these other platforms hands down. There's not another platform that can really hold a candle to what e-estate is doing. So once again, I want to let you guys know that you are in the right place at the right time, right? And you're going to get the right information. Now, let's go a little bit further. Now, I want to go into my back office to be able to share some things with you guys right now. And I'm going to go over to our real estate section of our back office to show you the different properties that we have located here, right? Now, here is the property that's in Miami that you saw our co-founder, Mike Hamilton, do a walkthrough of. This property starts at $10. But I want to tell you, this is not the maximum you can put in this property. You can put as much as you want into this property, whether it's $10, $100, $1,000, or even $100,000, you can actually put it into this property. But let me tell you this, you may want to look at your strategy and look at all the properties that are available to us before you make your decision. See, if you got involved with this property for as little as $10, it's going to make your $10 work much harder for you than it would in your bank. How much are you going to earn with $10? $10 is going to put you in a position to earn 4 cents per day, 88 cents per month, or $10.50 per year. Much more earning power than your $10 would have sitting in the bank. All right. So I want you guys to really realize how powerful this is. Now, before you get started with this property, if you have a little more capital that you want to get started with, maybe you look at the apartment that we have in Seattle, Washington. This is a downtown apartment. It's really, really nice. And the minimum starting point for this property is $117. Now, when you start with $117, it's going to put you in position to earn 60 cents a day, $12.53 per month, or $149 per year. Now, this is on the average range of what you're going to get, but I want to tell you, if you want to get in on this property, you may want to go ahead and get started because you see there's only 65,000 tokens that have been issued for this property, but there's already been 55,000 tokens that have been purchased. Guys, this property is going to be closed to new investments once this has been reached. So I want you guys to keep that in mind. Now, here's the next property I want to talk about, which is an oceanfront property that's located in Arch Cape, Oregon. And yes, we have a lot of pictures of this property here. I'll see if I can show you. Here's some of the pictures of the property so you can look at it, see what this property is all about. Now, this property starts at a minimum of $480. Now, if you get involved with this property for that minimum of $480, it's going to pay you about $2.69 a day or $56.45 a month on average, or about $672 per year. Now, this is really nice that we have a property like this as well that's available to us, guys. We don't have stuff like this all the time. Guys, I want to tell you that this is phenomenal that you can put your money over here and have your money working for you through this income producing asset. Now, let's go to the next property. This is a property that's located here in Los Angeles, right? And let me see if I can go back to this. Let's see if it'll let me show you guys the pictures. Here you go. Here's a property that's located in Los Angeles, California. It's actually in Bel Air. And I want to tell you guys that this is nice. When I saw this one, I said, this is the one I got to get involved in. And this was the first property that I started with E-Estate. And I saw this, I said, man, this is gorgeous. I never thought that I would own a piece of a home in Bel Air. I used to always watch The Fresh Prince of Bel Air, right? And I knew Bel Air was a really nice place. But being the fact that I could own a piece of a home here in Bel Air is absolutely incredible. And I love this, right? And I want to tell you guys, if you wanted to go out and rent this home on Airbnb, it would cost you over $6,000 for you to stay in this Airbnb for just 3 nights, right? Sometimes it's even $10,000 plus for you to stay in this Airbnb for 3 nights. Now, I'll bring that up because I'm going to tell you guys that the minimum start price for you getting with this property is $3,120. So for less than it would cost you to stay in this Airbnb, stay in this via Airbnb for 3 nights, you could actually own a piece of it and it's going to produce cash flow for you. What type of cash flow? About $20, a little under $20 per day, of $19.03, or about around $400 per month, or about around $4,758 per year. Now, this is some real cash flow right here. And when I saw this, I said, you know what? This is a game changer. This is a complete game changer that we're producing cash flow like this. Now, I'm going to explain some things in just a second about this to you that I see that is much better than traditional real estate. Now, let's talk about this property right here. And I'm very excited to talk about this property, right? I want to pull this up and I want to show you guys this. This is a property or a villa that's located in Bali, Indonesia. Now, look at these pictures, guys. You're talking about pure paradise with this property right here, right? I mean, it is absolutely phenomenal. I don't even know what this one would cost you if you went through a private thing to rent this property, but I want to tell you that this property is immaculate, right? You can tell by the photos, this is not your average property there in Bali. This is an incredible property, right? Now, the minimum to get started with this property is only $6,740. Now think about this, guys. $6,740 is going to produce a cash flow for you about $934 per month. That's about $11,121 per year. But there's also something special going on with this property. This is why I'm excited to talk about this property today, right? This property actually has a property bonus attached to it for a very short period of time, right? You have the opportunity now when you purchase this property at $6,740 that you will get 2,500 ETK. That's 2,500 tokens, and that is going to give you, right, the opportunity to actually go in and spin our money wheel 25 times, which will mean 25 opportunities to win up to $1,000 from the money wheel. Now, this is incredible right here, guys, that we have this opportunity. We actually had somebody just this morning that won $1,000 through the money wheel, which is absolutely phenomenal. We had somebody win $1,000 of free money through our money wheel this morning. So that's incredible, guys, that you will get that. So this property bonus, don't take it lightly. If you are planning on getting involved with e-estate, this might be the perfect time for you to actually get this property. Now, let me tell you another property that I have, right? This is on the commerce level. And this commerce level is where you're going to be able to start with this property. This is commercial. So you start with $10,270. But look at the cash flow that you earn from that 10,000, guys. About $1,500 per month of what you're able to earn. About $72.92 a day, or $18,229 per year. Now remember, you get paid off of this Monday through Friday for the first 18 months. So that's over $1,500 of cash flow that you're being paid out each month for the next 18 months, and then 10% annually after that. That's absolutely amazing that we have a property like this. Now, let me break something down for you really quick. If you were looking into getting into traditional real estate, let me tell you what you would need to do to produce the same type of cash flow over here. Guys, if you look at our market in the real estate space, and I'm just going to use some generalities right now, right? So I want you guys to understand in the real estate market, the average home is going to cost you anywhere between 250,000 up to 500,000, right? Let's just use that as an average range. So if we just say 250,000, and then up front, you're going to have to put down, let's say 20% on that property if you wanted to purchase it and actually rent that property out so you can create some passive income, right? So you would have to put down 20% on that property, which would be about what, $50,000, first of all, that you would have to start out with. But it's not bad, right? Now you have to look at the home to see if you have to do any renovations to get it ready for rent. Now, if you don't have to do any renovations and it's already ready to go, you can rent it out, but you have to spend some money to find a good tenant to be in there for you. Now, because you finance this and you have a mortgage, that means that, let's say that mortgage is going to cost you around $2,000 a month. That means for you to have some passive cash flow, then you would have to, you want to rent it out for at least $2,500 a month, right? So let's do the math, guys. $2,500 a month, and you have to pay a mortgage of $2,000, right? Then that means that you have about $500 a month of passive cash flow. Now, I want you to think about this. In order for you to have $1,500 a month like me through this property, that means that you would have to purchase 3 properties like that. Do you understand? 3 properties just to produce $1,500 a month. Not only that, guys, it's really not that passive for you. Why? Because you have to actually go ahead and be a man. You have to manage the property unless you're going to pay a property manager, which is going to cut into your profits. You have to deal with the headaches, the toilets, the toilets, the termites, the tenants. You have to deal with all of that stuff that comes along with you now becoming a landlord, just so you can have that same $1,500 a month of passive cash flow. Now, what if you could just leverage 10,000 to do this? This puts you in an incredible position. But let me also show you guys, after you do invest 10,000 on the platform, it opens up a new buyer level for you. And when you get to buyer level 2, you get access to a property like this, which this is a business property that's located in Los Angeles. Now, if you get involved with this business property in Los Angeles, guess what you get? This is $24,590 to get started with, but it's going to produce a cash flow for you for about $4,000 per month. Think about this, guys. $4,000 per month. This is unheard of. Traditional real estate can't keep up with this, guys. Traditional real estate is blown out the water with what we have here. A way for you to have an income producing asset that could produce income in a phenomenal way. Now, let's keep this party going. I want to talk to you about a few other things here. Let's talk about the company, because this company was launched in partnership with 2 other companies, right? So the first company we're going to talk about is Eli Property, which is a traditional real estate company that's out of Oregon. Now it has over 50 years of experience. The other company is the ARDR, which is an International Association of Real Digital Realtors. And this association provides the standards and the education for digital realtors that are participating in the online property markets that are out here now, this new space that's being created, right? Now, Brandon Stevenson is the CEO of the company. Now, I talk to this gentleman on a consistent basis, and one of the things that we always talk about is how we're getting e-estate to $1 billion company so it has even more impact on people around the world. How we're helping more people earn passive income through real estate than ever before. Now, the other gentleman who's a part of this company is Mike Hamilton. He's the co-founder. He's the one that you saw doing the walkthrough of the apartment that's in Miami. And guess what, guys? This week is the big week. We're going to have the co-founder, Mike Hamilton, on the webinar with us on Wednesday morning at 9 a.m. Now, you guys do have to register to participate in that webinar, but we already got those registration links out in all the chats. If not, if you haven't gotten that registration link, get it from the person who invited you so that you can be registered to show up for that webinar so you can hear the co-founder talk about e-estate and all that it's going to do in this phenomenal space, right? So I want you guys to definitely do that for me, all right? Now, here's the next thing. I want to show you guys that this partnership triangle makes this a much more solid opportunity because e-estate is sitting on the shoulders of two established companies right here, so they're not just being birthed out of thin air. Now, as far as when you're ready to get started, let me tell you how simple it is. All you have to do is get the link from the person who invited you because they're most likely a digital real estate agent. They'll send you their link, which is a landing page to share some more stuff about them and more things about e-estate. And so you can actually get their link and you can enroll for free. So you can enroll for free and then go ahead and do your KYC check because the company has to comply with international KYC laws and regulations. So I want you guys to go ahead and sign up for your free account and then look at the different properties that are available. Now, once you're ready, you could choose the level of investment, the property that's best for you, whether it's a residential property, a business, whatever's best for you. You actually choose that level, right? And you get started. Now, in order to purchase, it's very simple. The company has enlisted 32 different tokens in which you can actually fund your account with. So you don't have to worry about swapping some obscure token, trying to acquire it and send it over to the platform or anything like that. You can use Bitcoin, Litecoin, Ethereum, Dogecoin, USDT, USDC, Solana, XRP, Trump coin even. Whatever is best for you, you use the token that is best for you, right? Now, once you fund your account with the amount that you're ready to get started with, you just go ahead and invest in the property that's best for you and purchase your fractional ownership share of that property. And then you start collecting your profits within next 24 to 48 hours. That's how simple it is. Now, you can also opt into auto capitalization. Instead of you withdrawing your profits and doing that, you can allow the company to automatically reinvest your profits back into the property, which means that at the end of 18 months, you have a bigger bag to collect on. Now, if you do the auto capitalization, I want you guys to keep in mind that you do not make withdrawals during the 18-month time frame if you do auto capitalization. Now, so you have to decide. One of the things I think about is this going to be one that I'm going to use to help my stash grow, or if this one that I'm going to use for cash flow, right? So you make that decision. So some of my larger properties, I use those for cash flow. So I withdraw from those properties. That way I can use that cash for whatever I want to, right? So I'm not giving you advice. I'm just telling you about how I actually operate with these different properties. Now, a couple of legal things in here. The company is registered in Panama, right? And that way they have a clear legal status and some favorable tax conditions. However, I want you to keep in mind that local regulations may vary by country. The company does strive to comply with international KYC and AML policies and regulations. So that's why that company does require KYC. Now, I want you guys to understand that with markets are going to fluctuate, whether it's the crypto market, the stock market, whatever market that you participate in, it is going to go up and down. So we do tell you that past performance does not guarantee your future results. I also want you guys to keep in mind that the laws governing blockchain, tokenization, and all of this stuff is still ever evolving. But I do want to let you know that we're in the most favorable environment for cryptocurrency and blockchain that we've ever been. And I want to tell you that we feel really good about the direction that things are going for our platform. Now, the next thing is that we have to make you aware that it could be operational and technical risk, right? Anything that is online, anything that has all of this stuff going on, there could be some downtime, there could be some website issues every now and then. The thing that I am glad to report is that we've had minimal website issues with eEstate, right? It has been a phenomenal platform with like 99.9% uptime, and that is amazing. And I believe that's because the company does all the necessary audits to mitigate those risks that come along with opportunities like this. So, guys, I put the ball back in your court. I want to tell you guys that you've seen an incredible opportunity for you to earn passive income. Now, I want to let you know it doesn't stop here, but it starts here, right? You can earn passive income. But if you see that this is an incredible opportunity for people to acquire real estate assets that pay them passive income, then you may see the benefit of you becoming what we call a digital real estate agent. Now, you're probably saying, well, Anthony, what are you talking about? Digital real estate agent. Well, I'm going to explain it and break it down in simple terms for you. A digital real estate agent is simply someone who connects buyers to the properties that are available on the eEstate platform. So you will make people aware of what's available to them, which is an amazing thing. And when you do that, you're actually going to get compensated very well. Now, there are several benefits to you becoming a digital real estate agent. First of all, you're going to understand blockchain, tokenization, and online property markets better than anyone else in your local area or in your circle, right? You're going to be the go-to expert. So people are going to come to you when it comes to that information. But here's the other thing. You actually get to have a flexible schedule. Nobody's telling you to come sit in an office or go out and tour properties with people all day. You get to work seamlessly from your smartphone and do everything in a way that will allow you to have the freedom that you deserve. Now, even though you have that type of freedom, there's still an unlimited earning potential over here because you're going to get paid bonuses and commissions as you introduce people to the properties that are available on the eEstate platform. Now, I want to tell you guys that I believe that is phenomenal as well. Now, let's talk about what it takes for you to become a digital real estate agent. The first thing is you have to get your license, right? Now, don't worry. This is not like traditional real estate where it's going to cost you hundreds or thousands of dollars for you to actually get your digital real estate license. As a matter of fact, the company has made it very affordable and it's only $9 per month. And if you want to take care of the whole year, it's only $90. So you go ahead and do that, fill out the application, sign the agreement with eEstate. And once you're approved by the company, you're able to start sharing the different properties that are available to the people that you may know. Yeah, you can share it with your colleagues and some of your other constituents, whoever's the people that you love and care about the most, and show them how they can start having some income producing assets through real estate. Now, once you get involved as a digital real estate agent, you're going to qualify for 4 different income streams that are available through this platform. And I'm going to break each one of those income streams down. Now, the first income stream that you're entitled to is deal commission. So when you introduce somebody to a property and they go ahead and purchase their fractional ownership share of that property, you're going to be paid a commission. Now, this is phenomenal right here because you don't have to wait for a home to close or anything like that for you to get paid your commission. It's automatically paid out to you, which is phenomenal. Now, one of the other things I like about this is that eEstate allows you to operate in the same capacity as a real estate broker from day one. And what I mean by that is you can actually enroll other agents into your organization without you having to go get some other designation or specialized license, right? So you can start to build your organization from day one and get paid on the deals that are also paid throughout your organization. Now, the other thing that this company offers that you typically can't get through traditional real estate is profit commission. What I'm talking about this is that the company pays you a matching percentage of the profits that are being paid out on a daily basis throughout your organization. Now, we're actually paid on these 5 levels deep, and I'll show you how you can qualify to get paid for that profit commission. The other thing that we have access to is agent bonuses. Now, you're going to achieve different bonuses as you hit different milestones as your organization continues to grow. Now, part of the thing that you're going to get paid is cash or crypto when you actually hit these milestones. But the other thing that you're going to be paid are e-tokens. And remember, we just talked about e-tokens a little bit before. And these e-tokens are going to give you the opportunity to spin our money wheel, in which I'll do in just a few moments to show you how it works. All right. So let's go ahead a little bit further and let's break down how these different income streams work. So the first one is your deal commission. For everyone in your level 1, you're going to get paid 6% deal commission. So if somebody comes in and they purchase a fraction of ownership in a property and they start with $1,000, you're going to earn 6%, which will be $60 right up front. This drops in your wallet. You're able to withdraw it that same day. If they start with $10,000, it's going to be $600, drops in your wallet. You can actually withdraw it the same day. What if it's $100,000? Then that would be $6,000 just dropped into your wallet. You're able to withdraw that the same day. But what if it's somebody that you referred that actually closes a deal on their first level? That means that's going to be on your second level. That means you earn 2% on the deal. So if it was $1,000, you earn $20. If it was $10,000, then you earn $200. If it was $100,000, you earn $2,000. So you see how this continues to flow throughout this system. And levels 2 through 5, you're actually earning 2% on all the deals that are closed on that level. Now, levels 6 through 8, you're actually earning 1% on all the deals that are closed on that level. Now, you also can take advantage of this profit commission once you hit agent level 4, and I'll show you that in just a second. So when you hit agent level 4, you're going to be paid 5% on all the profit that's paid out on your level 1. So that means if $1,000 of profit is being paid out daily on your level 1, that you will earn $50 per day. And as that continues to grow, once you add 10,000 being paid out on your level 1 every single day, that means you'll be making $500 per day. Now that could take you a month, it could take you 6 months, or it could take you a year, but I think you will agree that either way, that is very, very profitable. Now, on your levels 2 and 3, you're going to get paid 2%. So once you hit agent level 5, it's going to unlock level 2. Once you hit agent level 6, it's going to unlock level 3. Now, once you get to agent level 7, it's going to unlock level 4, and agent level 8 is going to unlock level 5. Now, on each of those levels, you are actually earning 1% on all of the profit that's being paid out on those levels, right? So that's another incredible thing. Now let's talk about the different bonuses that are available for you here. So we have all these different bonuses as you hit these different milestones. The first milestone is for you to get your first $500 of turnover. Now, once you do that, you're going to get 100 e-tokens from the company, which will allow you to spin that one money wheel for your chance to win up to $1,000. Your next milestone that you want to shoot for is $3,000, which is going to put you in the position for $150 e-tokens and then a $30 cash bonus. Your next milestone, which is going to get you to agent level 3, is $10,000 of turnover. And this is going to put you in the position where you're going to get 250 e-tokens plus $100 in cash. Now, that level 4, the agent level 4 that I was talking to you about, it takes $25,000 of turnover for you to be qualified for agent level 4. That means you're going to get 500 e-tokens and then a $250 cash bonus. Now, these levels keep going all the way up to level 10. When you're agent level 10, that means that you have $1 million worth of turnover. And that means the company is going to pay you 10,000 e-tokens, which gives you a lot of times. What's that? 100 times to actually spin the wheel, right? And then you're going to get $10,000 in cash also. So these bonuses are incredible. But one thing that I love about this is that once you hit agent level 10, they let you keep the designation. You hit agent level 10, and then what they're going to do is reset this chart so you can go back in and earn all of these bonuses all over again. So this is amazing right here that we have an unlimited stream of bonuses that are going to be paid out from eEstate. Now, let's talk about the revenue share, because this is how you're actually going to build your turnover. So 100% of your personal investments are going to count towards your turnover. So you literally could come in with a $500 property and qualify for agent level 1. Or you could come in with over 3,000, and guess what? You're going to qualify for agent level 2. Or if you come in with 10,000, you're going to automatically qualify for agent level 3. So your personal investments count 100% of that volume counts towards your total turnover. Now, 80% on your level 1, is 40% on your level 2, is 20% on level 3, and it's 10% on level 4, and then 5% on levels 5 through 8. So that's how the revenue share actually breaks down with eEstate. So guys, look, I've given you another opportunity in which you can earn even more income, so you can diversify your income portfolio and start earning the income that you really, really deserve. So guys, look, I want to tell you, one of my other mentors told me a long time ago, said if you can have the opportunity of a lifetime, it only means something to you if you take advantage of it during the lifetime of the opportunity. There's going to be a lot of people who come along and they're going to see e-estate and they're going to look at e-estate and they're going to say, man, it looks like an incredible opportunity. Just like they did with Bitcoin. They're going to see it, but there's going to be something in their mind that holds them back from actually getting started. They're going to talk about it. They're going to look at it. They're going to speculate, all that type of stuff, but they will never take action. But then there's some of you who are listening right now, and you're going to say, I'm not getting left behind on this wave. I see that there's a $16 trillion market shift that's happening right now, and I want my piece of the pie. And those are the people who are going to take advantage. Guys, it's literally a $10 decision to go ahead and get some passive income through real estate and a $9 decision for you to become a digital real estate agent. That's all it takes, guys. And what I want to tell you is don't let a 1, 2, or 3 figure investment stop you from making your next 6 to 7 figures. Right? I want you guys to understand. I'm not trying to convince or persuade you, but I do want you to see how powerful this opportunity is. Now, what I'm going to do is show a little proof here. I love to show proof because I believe documentation beats conversation every single day without fail. All right. So I want to show you guys a couple of things here, right? This company has all the things that you need to know in the back office. If you go into the knowledge base and then you go under the documentation for the company, then you'll be able to look and see all the documentation that the company has. So I want you in your spare time to go in and do that. All you have to do is go to the knowledge base and then there's a button right here that says documentation. You're going to be able to see their registrations. All of that type of stuff is going to be available for you here, right? So you'll be able to do that. Also, when you guys sign up for your free account, when you do different activities, you're going to be rewarded. So there's some achievements that you can have on your, as a buyer, your first achievements is going to be opening an account. You're going to get 50 ETK, right? So they're going to give you 50 ETK as a bonus. Once you complete your profile data, that's 20 ETK. When you buy your first property, they're going to give you 100 ETK. Right? When you receive your first profit, you get 10 ETK. When you spin the money wheel for the first time, you get 50 ETK. When you make 5 withdrawals, you get 50 ETK. When you log into your account for 5 consecutive days, you get 75 ETK. Do you see how you can get these different ETKs paid out to you, right? So let's go in and let's show you what happens when you have the ETK. So you see here that I have some available. Let me collect this really quick. So you see this go to 746. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and spin this money wheel really quick because I want you guys to see what happens when you spin the money wheel. So I spin the money wheel. You see there's $1,000 designation up there. I just won $1, right? So I spent that. That's $1. Now let me go in. Let me spin another. Let me spin it again. Oh, I won $1.50 that time. How much more can I win? Let me spin it one more time. Third time's a charm, right? So I'm gonna spin this money wheel. Ooh, I just won $5 from the e-estate platform. Guys, I'm gonna add that to my e-wallet. So now that I go back into my e-wallet, let me show you guys something. So I'm gonna go to my dashboard. I got $185 up here, right? Now I'm not gonna withdraw all of this, but I'm gonna withdraw most of it. So I'm gonna withdraw, let's say 165 from this, right? So I'm gonna go in and I'm gonna show you how simple it is to do a withdrawal. Now I already have my withdrawal address programmed in here. So I'm gonna put my amount that I wanna put in here is 165, right? So I'm gonna withdraw 165 and then I'm going to not put my PIN code in on the presentation because I don't want anybody hacking or jacking on my account, right? So I'm going to make sure that I put this PIN code in now off screen. So I'm going to go ahead and put that in there. Let me put that in there. Let me confirm this really quick. So I did a withdrawal here from my account. I'm going to let this go ahead and process really quick, and then I'm going to share my screen again once this processes for me, all right? So just give it a couple seconds. My internet is going a little bit slow, but once it finishes the process, then we'll be good to go. Now, one thing that I will let you know while this is processing, the company does charge a 1% withdrawal fee. And that 1% is simple, guys. I've seen other platforms that would do more than the 1%, right? And so, guys, this is 1% withdrawal fee is very nominal, right? That's a simple, small withdrawal fee, all right? So I went ahead and did this withdrawal. So let me go back in. I'm gonna show you guys my dashboard so you can see that I actually did do the withdrawal. Let me go back here and share my screen again for you guys. Give me just 1 second here. Boom. All right, there we go. I just heard the notification that my withdrawal has been processed. All right, so now that I'm in here, I did my withdrawal. You see, I'm left with $20.72 that's in my wallet. Now, while I'm waiting for that withdrawal to register on the blockchain, there's a couple things I want to show you guys. And we're at 4 o'clock, so we're going to wrap it up in just a second, but I definitely want to show you guys this, right? So you can see how much I have invested here, $13,610 that I have invested with the platform. I've already earned over $2,000 passively, $2,202. I like that number, $2,202 passively that I have earned from the platform so far. So far, like you see what I earn on a daily basis is usually between 95 to $98 per day that I'm earning from the platform. And you see today I've already earned $18.78 from the platform, which is incredible. Now, here are my assets that I have here. Have these different assets that are paying me. Every time that I get a new asset, I get my tokens that are represented on the blockchain here. And you're going to be able to see that representation here for the tokens on the blockchain. You see I have 1,027 EST that are designated for me for this this ownership of this the property there. But also what I have for even more security here for myself is the real estate contract. So I have a contract and documentation of my ownership in this property right here. Now, what I want to point out to you guys with this contract that I got is that they have something that I think most people don't pay attention to that I think they should. Let me go back. Where is it? Is this right here? Let me minimize my screen some. So one of the things I'm excited about is asset inheritance. A lot of us talk about generational wealth. What if you're able to pass down more than memories to your children? What if you're able to pass down assets that are producing them income? Right? What if like if something happens to you, you're leaving behind all these assets that are producing passive income for your children or your heirs, right? So that is another incredible thing that I think that we have access to here that separates estate from a lot of other opportunities that you may be participating in right now. All right. So I just wanted to show you guys that. Let me go back to my dashboard here. You see I have the $20.72, but let me go to the blockchain really quick and show you guys that my withdrawal has been processed. All right, so I'm going to go to my wallet on the blockchain here on the Binance Scan blockchain, and you're going to be able to see here if I go to my token transfers that there is a transfer that's already taking place. As you see, this was 1 minute ago, $163 and 35 cents, 163.35 of USDT was transferred directly to my wallet. So guys, you see how quick, fast, and easy that transfer was, guys? This is absolutely amazing. How many opportunities that we have, that there's a lot of other opportunities that it takes 24, 48, 72 hours for you to be able to get your withdrawal. But we just did a withdrawal and it was processed on the blockchain near instantly. All right. So that's incredible, guys. Look, let me open it up really quick. We shut down the chat so that we can have no distractions while we're presenting the information. But I want to open the chat up really quick for all of you all. And I want to see who's excited today. So give me 1 second while I get this opened up for you so that you guys can go ahead and chat. If you're excited today, go ahead and drop 777 in the chat for me right now. All my excited people. Right now, let's go ahead. Let's drop and show people how excited we are with this incredible opportunity. I see Mr. Reggie on. Hello, brother. I see you on. I see Maurice on. I see Seaway on. Frank is on. Cedric's on. What is it? Lanu, I believe. If I pronounce your name wrong, blame my mind, not my heart. I want to tell you guys, Bob is on. I see Rob on. I see Beverly on. So many incredible people are on right now. I actually see Miss Crypto Mason on. Let me tell you how phenomenal this is. Crypto Mason is leading the charge, right? He's leading the way with us. Y'all drop some major fire in the chat for Crypto Mason and what he is doing right now, because I'm telling you right now, he's doing some absolutely amazing things, right? And one of the things that I love about him is that he is actually going out finding people around the globe to participate in this opportunity, right? And I want to tell you guys that he's already crossed $500,000 of volume. $500,000 of volume, right? And this is just the beginning. I tell you guys all the time that the greatest and the biggest organizations have not been established yet. right? I want to tell you, we're just at the very beginning. Guys, it's hard to believe that we're in the first 2 months, well, little over 2 months of inception. This company was officially launched in June, guys. And I know it seems like a platform that's been around for years and years and years. That's because it operates with excellence like a platform that's been around for years and years and years. But we are indeed at the very beginning of a phenomenal opportunity. And I count it as a privilege and an honor to be here with this opportunity and to be here with you guys, right? So here's what I want you guys to do. There's a couple things coming up. The first thing that I want to talk about is the Wednesday presentation. This is the next target that I want us to focus on. Wednesday, 9 a.m. Make sure that you are registered. Make sure you're on. Let's show out with hundreds of people, with the co-founder, right? On the call. Do not miss this call. Put it in your calendar. Set your alarms. At Wednesday at 9 a.m. I want everybody there. All right. So that's a big thing right there. Make sure you send it out to all your teams and everybody. The next thing, guys, we are having a live event in Raleigh, North Carolina, where it's going to be history in the making. This is the very first event for eEstate. It's going to be the first of many, though. But I want you guys to go ahead and set yourself up for success by being in the room. There's something about being in the room with other successful people with the same mindset that you have. So guys, if you're ready, let's go show out and show up in Raleigh, North Carolina, because we're going to have a phenomenal time. All right. So guys, I hope and I wish the much success for each and every one of you. I want to definitely see all of you win. You know, I love and care about each and every one of you. So until the next presentation, I want you guys to be blessed and have an incredible day. This presentation is officially a wrap. Let's go out and make some incredible things happen.